back, everybody. I am Dr. Will. I'm here with my homie Mike, and we are the MTGPL, and we are hosting our Legacy Fight Night. And this time we got round 2 with Torpor Orb Tribal, Prez BOTW, and Punishing Maverick and Pickle Plop. What do you think? And what is this, dude? Just what's happening here?
So I played against this Torpor Orb Tribal deck a couple of times the other day when Prez was trying to test it out, trying to refine it a little bit. Deck's awesome, so cool. It is essentially trying to put a Torpor Orb effect, such as Torpor Orb or Hushbringer, onto the field, and then sticking a Phyrexian Dreadnought. It's Stifle Knot, but also onboard hate for all of your ETB effects.
Yeah,
Um, which
yeah,
I played against this deck. I was on Elves the other day, and that hurt. having having essentially 9 main board effects stopping my hoof and my Elvish Visionary. Deck is sick though. Deck's so cool.
yeah. This is
Um,
everything that I hate. So it's a Swords to Plowshares deck. So like right there, don't like it. But then we also have 4 Hushbringers, 1 Takali Honor Guard, 2 Hushbring Griffs, and 4 Torpor Orb to slam out and just say no ETB happens. This is terrible and wonderful all at the same time. For those people who like watching white stacks, who enjoy casting Armageddon, who enjoy casting smokestacks, this is the deck for you. This is everything that you want. But also Pickle Plop firing back here with the main deck collector because we got Maverick. Like Punishing Maverick, it's one of the really solid lists of Maverick right now. Punishing Fire is back in a big way, and like toolbox creature decks are still really good.
oh,
So
okay. So notably, the only thing in Prez's deck that is now shut off, being those Lotus Petals, is what he had in hand.
oh yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, and of course, this is a 4 Swords of Plowshares deck. It's not a Chalice of the Void deck, so it can play 1-minute interaction. And so we might actually see some things like swords your thing and then call it good. But no, we just got a Hushbringer, which is a 1 and a white flying lifelink. Creatures enter the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. This is the just hate. Just so much hate.
and Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yep, and Phyrexian Dreadnought. Yeah. But we also
Casually 12 points of damage on the table now.
this is going to be a wild game, especially since Maverick. This they do have 4 Swords to Plowshares, but like Punishing Fire is like pretty much dead here.
Yeah. I mean, it kills the Hushbringer, but now with the Dreadnought stuck to the board, the Hushbringer can die, and that's fine. Not to
Yeah,
mention there's
exactly.
already a Torpor Orb.
Yeah. In this list, we do see a one of Night of Autumn, which does have a naturalize effect on top of there, so it can hit either the Phyrexian Dreadnought or the Torpor Orb. And yeah, we see Dreadnought enter the battlefield. Wait, did that enter last turn?
Yeah.
Oh shit, did not
it's,
notice that.
it's all right. I pointed it out. We chilling. Uh, so Prez crashing in here for 13 points of damage. Pick a Plop gonna fire that swords off back at that Dreadnought.
Oh yeah,
Prez going up to, pad that life total out for the that ancient tomb that I'm sure he's gonna want to keep tapping.
you
Gaining
know what?
another point of life off the Hushbringer as well, because
I wonder
it
if
does have
this
lifelink.
I wonder if this deck can splash green to play Sylvan Library just to hedge on the bet that your Phyrexian Dreadnoughts would be Swords to Plowshares.
I mean, I'm
Galaxy
sure you
Brain.
could make it all 5
Galaxy
colors.
Brain. Yeah, and
5 color Torpor Orb Tribal. Let's go.
And honestly, so this deck, it's different than your traditional Stifle Knot list that play very much like a Delver deck that is pretty much just going to try and hit those the combination of Stifle plus Phyrexian Dreadnought with Daze backup. So this list is just trying to be as hateful as possible. And yeah, we do see the swords for the Collector Roof. So that pedal is live again. Yeah. So when it comes to this matchup though, what I don't see is literally any way to find any of the threats. For threats, we have 400 horror, which normally so it's a 2 mana 7/7 trampler, and it enters the battlefield and put 2/3/3 green creature centaur tokens with protection from black into play under target opponent's control. But now you don't have
Which
to do that.
we
That's
just saw a hunted horror come into play.
Oh, great. Hey, so just fucking galaxy brain and just already declaring stuff before it happens. And yeah, we do see
And another
a
torpor orb.
so this is going to be really cool because hunted horror really is going to be outclassing almost every creature in the deck except for the knight because the knight, as we all know, can get like absolutely massive.
It is already a 5/5, I believe. I think I see 3 lands in the graveyard there.
No, I do not believe it counts as a boat. Oh, I think it counts as a dreadnought. Though it is a literal brick shithouse. You you are hard pressed to find a creature that is as big as Phyrexian Dreadnought outside of Merit Lage.
And you're even harder pressed to find one for 1 mana.
Yeah, exactly. So, also another interesting beater that we have possible in this deck is Eater of Days, which is a 4 mana flampler, flying trampler, for those not familiar with colloquial terms. That's a 9/8. And then when it comes into play, you skip your next 2 turns. So, with Torpor Orb in the field, once again, you just have a 4 mana 9/8 because why the
Why
hell
not?
not?
Um, and, as long as Prez can continue just presenting these threats, uh, I think he's pretty strongly, like, putting Pickle Plop in a pretty difficult position.
Yeah, importantly here, like Pickleplup does have access to an active knight, and so there's no. Oh yeah, we don't have any like Maze of Ith or anything like that. So that's something I've seen some players do, but no Maze of Ith. Yeah, really nothing here besides just trying to grow the knight as big as possible in hopes of blocking. But even then, that won't even be good against this massive Flampler.
Yeah.
So just pretty much leaning on these, oh, 4 Swords of Plowshares to try and finish this matchup. Importantly here though, Questing Beast can definitely block some things.
Once.
Once. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorcerer's Spyglass. So importantly, this is also gonna get us to look at Pickle Plop's hand because I really want to know what's happening in there.
Sitting on, I think,
Ooh.
2 cards?
Ooh, that's a play. Hey, so with the activation on the stack, Prez swords to plowshares the knight. So, first of all, can't grow the knight any further, but at the same time, that makes it so that it's harder for Pickleplock to like be able to effectively come up with anything that can protect it or anything like that. Like
Pickle Plop went and grabbed Wasteland, potentially taking Prez off of his only source of
White
colored
Horse.
mana here,
Yeah, but
which,
then you clearly give an answer to with Sorcerer's Spyglass. So it's gonna have to be done with it still on the stack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's what we are gonna see.
Yeah. Heads up plays
So,
by all these players.
looks like the Spyglass is gonna resolve. We see a grove and a swords in hand. Um, what do you name here if you're Prez? Do you just
Uh,
name knight anyway because that is the biggest threat to
yeah, it's so hard. You know, I almost kind of like naming either also possibly a fetch land, like a windswept heath or
Mm.
something like that, because it's possible for you to just honestly cut them off and like lock their Sylvan library in place.
I
Thanks.
also I don't mind naming Hex Drinker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Hex
Thanks,
Shrinker is not
thanks,
a bad one.
Corey. Corey just beat me to it. I was about to say because that I have lost a lot of games recently to Hex Drinker. That is a house of a card.
Yeah, if you've never played against it and like realize the mini progenitus that can happen in a very short amount of time, especially when you have things like Gaia's Cradle in there, it's a really, really good deck.
Um, what did Prez name? Sorry about that, folks. We're just trying to figure out what the name was on the spyglass there. And
Yeah.
Athalia from Pickle Plop. That's not a bad rip. Well, I guess it's not actually a rip anymore when you have a Sylvan library on board.
Yeah.
And another Wasteland. So it does look like Pickle Plop took some life there.
Okay, so so it was named Night of the Reliquary. Okay, so that was some pretty heads up play going after the one permanent source of mana being the because as when you have a city of traders, it's just going to sacrifice immediately as soon as you play something, so you're going down in mana no matter what. So that
Yep.
was kind of a heads up play that I really liked.
Pickle Plop coming back. Prez
Yeah,
down to 32.
yeah, but there's definitely some life to play through.
Yeah.
You know, this is something that is pretty wild to see because of the fact that you know, from swords perspective, when you sword somebody like a Merit Lage player or like a Grizzlebrand, and you feel a little bit bad because you're just like, crap, I just gave them so much time. But in this case, Prez is presenting that threat multiple times. Each and every time is 1 to 2 mana threats are all these massive beaters that you kind
The
of
last
have to answer.
this last two Sylvan libraries has presented Pickle Plop with a Wasteland, a Knight of the Reliquary, and a Thalia. That is some really good stuff floating on the top of the deck there.
Seriously, you know, when you have good Sylvan libraries, it's pretty great. I had a horrible Sylvan library game this last weekend where I saw 3 lands off of three shuffles of Sylvan libraries 3 different times. I I lost it. I lost that
I
game
mean,
hard.
and the hits keep rolling here for Pickle Plop. Just took another four the uh off of the library. So must have found some
Mhm.
more good good stuff sitting up there.
Oh, you bet. If I have over 20 life, I'm taking 4 every single turn. I am so greedy with my Sylvan library.
Well, Pickle Plop's down to 13 now, so that's one Phyrexian Dreadnought, one Hushbringer away
Yep.
for Perez there. So that is something worth considering if you're Pickle Plop, because I don't think Pickle Plop has a really good um answer to any flyers, which I know Hushbringer I think is the only flyer. Or no, Eater of
No,
Days.
the Eater of Days also flies. It's a flampler, correct scientific term.
Um yeah,
Yeah,
I agree, Corey. Take the extra life or pay the extra life. Yes. Uh, Xylophone, aka Astrid, down here in the chat, talking about being greedy with Sylvan Library. I'm pretty sure uh, that we've seen Astrid take 2 turns in a row off of a Sylvan. Yeah,
yeah.
Champagne Swords is an answer, but we've already seen two. So it's not unreasonable that we would see additional swords with an active Sylvan Library, but it gets a lot slimmer as the game progresses.
Yeah, and like I was saying, this is the type of deck that's just trying to overwhelm your opponent's swords. It's just like, okay,
Yeah,
here's
we are
another
gonna
12/12.
also just
Here's another
correct
12/12.
real quick here. Pedal costs an additional from Thalia, which Prez is gonna pay for with the
Yeah, with the
city and play another city.
yeah. So, what do you when you're Prez, you're looking at this board that's gone so wide. I mean, everything is coming at and pretty much at a very aggressive slant. Are you looking for? Do you want a dreadnought or do you want an Eater of Days? Because Eater of Days reliably gets some damage, but a dreadnought, like that can be blocked down, especially with these big knights.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I think I want to find a swords to plowshares first, um, to deal with cleaning up a little bit of this onboard damage from Pickle Plop, um, because that is as important to get under control as it is to get some damage of your own on the board.
What do we got here? Ooh,
Green
going for the
Suns for
quarterback. Oh, this is going for Questing Beast,
yeah, Green
100%.
Suns for 4.
If you are green something for 4 in Legacy, you are going for Questing Beast. That's how it is. I think it's gospel somewhere
Well,
in the Book of Doc.
I've Green Suns for 4 when there was a Chalice on 3 and wanted to get a Elvish Visionary.
Oh man, I've done that before when you have like a Trinisphere or something like that in play, and you have to play around it, and you're just like, ah, this feels bad, but I really need my 1 or 2 drop.
Ceratops
Okay,
is the M20 shifting Ceratops is
don't get
also
me
a
wrong.
really good option.
If you're in Dino Stompy, Shifting Ceratops is a great card.
Oh,
If
and
you
then,
want to
you know, speak of the
spike a
devil,
Delver
got
player,
one right there.
oh yeah, yeah,
It's
oh
a good
yeah,
card. It's a
oh
great,
it's a great
you
card.
know, great dollar rare that can go in any Maverick or Nick Fit deck. If you're looking for
Maranto,
your
thank you for the follow.
budget,
Your budget questing beast.
yep.
Yeah, honestly though, like I mean, questing beast has gotten up there. I think it's actually like over $1 amount. But yeah, so we're going to sideboard here, and with Prez being on the play here, what do you like from this sideboard? We got 2 Deafening Silence, 2 Duress, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 3 Surgical Extractions, 2 Disenchant, 1 Null Rod, 1 Winter Orb, 2 Plague Engineers, and 1 Karn Cyber. What do you like here? Oliver W8, thank you for the follow.
A lot. Not a lot, I guess. I like Grafdigger's Cage. I like Winter Orb. I like Plague Engineer. Honestly, I like Karn Scion of Urza
Yeah,
just to
I
make
thought
just to get some additional butts on the board.
I thought we were going to argue about Winter Orb, but I 100% agree. I love Winter Orb in this matchup. You are a deck that operates off of like maybe 1 to 2 lands tapping a turn. So I think Winter Orb is phenomenal in this matchup and definitely should be brought in, as well as Karn Urza. It really gives you that advantage that you're lacking without having Sylvan Library.
Hey, Oliver W8, thanks for joining us. If you type exclamation Discord in the chat below, it'll bring you over to the Discord, and you can get signed up for that.
Yeah, definitely, homie. Hey, like we do this every single week, 3 rounds every Tuesday. Our finals get streamed on Saturdays. We're actually looking to keep on expanding our streaming, so we might be including sometimes the European tournament streaming soon. So, like, we're gonna have a lot more events coming up here, and oh, the Discord keeps on growing, and so if it keeps on growing, people want to see this stuff still. We're gonna keep on doing it. So I can't
There's
complain.
also the shameless plug that I'll throw in for our new podcast
Oh
that Doc
yeah.
Prez and I have been at the helm of for the last couple of weeks. I'm working on
If you
editing the next one right now. That
if you
should
wanna see if you wanna hear about the latest, greatest list in Legacy, you're gonna listen to this next podcast because this list is something else, and you're gonna wanna listen to this. because
Doc absolutely not at all tooting his own horn there. Um,
I'm just absolutely in love with my really bad bug list. But you know what? It's great. I love it.
for Pickle Plop sideboard, we've got 2 Deafening Silence, 2 Pyroblast, a Red Blast, 2 Choke, a Fiery Justice, 2 Skyclave Apparitions, a Court of Grace, and 4 Leyline of the Void.
So, first of all, just want to give a shout out to Quarter Grace because that card is the shit. Like,
So I was talking with Beyond Sadistic, aka MTG Paper Legacy, in the chat before we started streaming. The courts are my favorite things that came out of Commander Legends, with the
specifically for
exception of maybe the
Legacy
Court of
or
Ire. What?
specifically for Legacy or for like just talking about
Oh,
just
I
like
just love
in.
those cards.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with
uh,
that. They're pretty great.
Court, Court of Ire is the only one that I really don't care about. But Court of Cunning, Court of Ambition, Court of Ambition, I've actually been playing a little bit of in Legacy and have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really think Court of Grace can actually be a solid finisher for like a blue white mad moat control list. Like honestly, it draws you extra cards, it creates angels, and like you just bash him with moats.
And
So
same thing with Court of Ambition. It's uh, the black one that makes you discard and lose life. Um, Makes your
oh yeah.
opponent discard and lose life, and it just puts a lot of damage on board very quickly.
Oh, that is a handful of lands. That
Yeah, we
is essentially 6 lands.
so Sorcerer Spyglass pretty sure is going to be naming Windswept Heath here.
Oh yeah, 100%. Are you kidding me? If you see 3 Windswept Heath, oh yeah, I would totally name that. What? He just named Windswept?
Named Wasteland because he saw the second Wasteland in hand,
Oh, probably doesn't
which I did
have.
not see.
Yeah, so there was, but there was 3 Windswept Heaths.
2
I
Windswept
mean,
Heaths and a Wooded Foothills.
oh, 2. Oh, I thought I saw 3. Hey, okay, if with that much of a distribution, I can understand naming Wasteland. Uh,
Especially if this, Scrubland is the only other, um, colored mana source.
oh no, oh, Birds of Paradise is gonna fix all of that. I have
Well,
recently
for
learned.
Prez, I mean.
Oh yeah, I've recently learned to love Birds of Paradise. Like that card can be so good.
Just
Ooh,
Prez is gonna just keep shredding Pickle Plop's hand apart and just making sure that there's nothing in his hand, and taking that swords is great.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That was a
Following it
really good
up with
one.
a Torpor Orb, which is really nice as well.
Yeah, I'm suspecting that we are going to see a fatty a next turn. So if Bill Clock literally can't do anything, this game might be coming to a close very soon. Like we need to see a knight, a probably even like a ramming up excavator or like a Colossus would be really good right now. Something that can like put up a decent clock. Nope, we just see a Hushbringer. Damn, I was hoping for something good.
I think Pickle Plop here has a reasonable, like pretty reasonable chance of drawing some action, whether it's uh, punishing fire or a questing beast pretty soon, given how many lands we've seen out of him already. Oh,
Yeah.
and he drew that punishing fire.
Honestly, punishing fire seems really good in this deck against any one of the creatures, anywhere the utility torpor orb creatures. But since we have like the actual torpor orb on the field, they're just like extra bodies essentially. So it's not the worst thing that it gets punishing fired. That being said, if you're counting on that and it gets punishing fired, that would feel really bad. And this is a great top deck. Having Green Sun Zenith off the top replaces itself. Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Oh, because of Torp Orb. It doesn't work. I was wondering if that was gonna happen. Oh shit.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
I was
rough.
literally about to say, unless you're going for something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I think in that situation, your best out is getting a Knight of the Reliquary.
yep, and
'Cause
that would be a punt, ladies and gentlemen.
but, I feel like playing against, Torporb's not exactly oh, alright. Now we have a real threat from Prez as well. Um,
Yeah, so that is the not Eater of Days, the
that's the Hunted
Hunted
Horror.
Horror. Yeah, this is the Hunted Horror. So this is where we're gonna start seeing the clock is turned way up here. Pickle Plop's already down to 9 here. We need to see a Source of Plowshares like Time Meow. Yes. The best and Cliffy, yes, the best card against Torpor Orb is stopped by the Orb. Even things like Skyclave Apparition, which is why when we were talking about sideboarding, I didn't like Skyclave Apparition because you know that there's gonna be a Torpor Orb on the field. Like honestly, in this sideboard, I don't think there's a single card that I like here.
Yeah, Skyclave. I like Skyclave because Skyclave also deals with Torpor Orb.
Yeah, but it
Um,
doesn't because it's an enter the battlefield trigger.
oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Yeah.
the thing about Torpor Orb that everybody forgets, myself included, because I'm a toolbox-based player that relies off of ETB triggers.
Oh,
The
I
amount of
mean,
times I forget that, you just feel so bad. You're just like, tap the Torpor Orb. You're like, shh, yeah.
okay. And then that's a Hushwing? No, that's an Eater of Days.
That's an Eater of Days.
So now that's a lot of
That's the
power on
Flampler.
board.
Yeah, don't care about your birds.
Swords,
Oh, okay. So we are seeing this sword. So Present Life is going to get a little bit padded here,
which is
but
really nice after all of those early game thought seizes.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So it's going to be one of those things that from this point on, it's going to rely on Pickle Plop hitting draw step. What's it called? Source of Plowshares.
I mean, Colossus is a house, but I
Oh yeah,
don't know if it's the house that builds a game-winning situation here.
yeah. Importantly, this bird does soak up the 1 point of damage to stay alive, but I mean, going up to 3 versus a Flampler. Yep, and we're going to a game 3, everybody. So
Just
yeah.
absolutely tearing that hand apart there is really, really what needed to happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was very well done. Taking the Sylvan Library and then from there taking the threat and also the Source of Plowshares. This is why I always say when it comes to hand disruption, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Everybody has a plan until they lose their cards. And if you take 1 to 2 pieces from somebody's hand and they don't top deck, and a lot of decks aren't designed to top deck, like man, it can be backbreaking. In fact, I've pretty much based my entire legacy career on surviving like that.
Um, I mean, I know, Doc, your favorite card is Cabal Therapy. I mean, one of mine in Thoughtseize.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh, I own a lot of copies of that card, and I got some more in the mail coming for me right now.
Nice. Did you get the new Strixhaven and one or?
No, no, I just got some
Oh
cheap
wait, no.
ones because I have too many
Thoughtseize isn't
decks.
it? Thoughtseize wasn't in the
No,
Strixhaven.
that I assumed you meant the Time Spiral remastered
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, the Time Spiral.
No, I didn't want to spend $30 on a card I already had 5 play sets of.
Understandable. I am going to buy them eventually. I just need to decide when. I shout out to AJ. Thank you, homie. I just picked up my first Tundra, foreign white bordered Italian, and very excited for it.
I um I need to continue foiling out elves. It's pretty significant progress so far. So, the
Oh
only
yeah.
thing that's ever going to stop me from getting it fully done is those cradles.
Yeah, honestly, and that's the thing is, as you know, our server is proxy friendly. We want to make sure that everybody has the best time. We do not want to gatekeep Legacy. Legacy is by far the best format in Magic. It's pretty much been proven. and it is the most interactive. It's the most free to do with what you want, and honestly, it's just so much fun to play. So it's one of those things that we never want to gatekeep. That we want to just make sure that everybody has the cards that they can play with, and slowly build it. Like when I first started it, I was like deep into grad school with like no money to my name, but I was like, you know what, veteran explorers are cheap. Veteran explorers are cheap, cabal therapies are cheap, and basics are cheap. I'm gonna build this, and I fell in love.
So we're gonna see an Inquisition from Prez here.
Yeah. Importantly, here there is the Grove this time, but yeah, it looks like this is going to be. Oh,
Oh, that is
okay,
hot.
okay. I didn't see this coming.
No, me
That,
either.
okay,
But I don't dislike the surgicals coming in.
I don't hate it either. I was gonna say there are a lot of cards in this matchup that are just like
What
eh.
else did we see come in? We saw some Skyclaves come in. Um, not sure what else there.
Yeah, which once again, I think that might have been a mistake. I don't think bringing in the Sky Clays was the play. If you're playing against an opponent that has every card is a Torpor, like that's what you're trying to do. Hey Oliver, yeah, exactly. That okay. So I like to bring in surgical when there's a specific card that I know I can't beat, and yeah, like this is understanding that Swords of Plowshares is the card that Press can't beat.
Yeah, at the very least, get one out of their hand by making them use it and then surgical it.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. So now the removal in this deck is down to those Skyclave apparitions as well as the Knight of Autumn,
Well,
which if
the
Prez
Skyclave
lands,
apparitions though don't deal even if Prez manages or even if Picklepop manages to get rid of like a Hushbringer or whatever. Um the Skyclave doesn't deal with any of the fatties because it's got a maximum CMC of 4 in its ability.
that hits all the fatties. Is the fatties Fresh and Dreadnought's a 1, Hunted Horror is a 2, and Eater of Days is a
Oh,
4.
right, it's
Yeah,
CMC. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
CMC. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, um, you are correct in that it's going to count on this, but this is what happens when you choose to play the red splash of Maverick with punishing versus the dark Maverick, the Abzan version, which I personally think is the better one because you get access to Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay right now is a very good card to be playing and should honestly be played if you have black green in your deck because of the fact that there are so many of these like difficult permanent types that you need to make sure to have like a unanswerable removal spell for it.
Yeah, and
So
I mean, I like red right now too in um, Maverick, purely for Colossus, but I just put a Taiga into my Maverick list to try adding a Colossus on top of all of the black spells. We'll see how that goes.
and honestly, that's not the worst thing. Worst reason to splash either. Colossus is absolutely like ridiculously good. It wins the long game. Once it's resolved, it just kind of takes over the game and can just sit there and grind and grind and grind. Okay, so we are seeing a wasteland here for the scrubland.
Oh,
Oh, oh, that's hitting the wasteland. Oh, that's totally hitting the wasteland.
so get a little bit
Oh,
of a look here. Yeah, I think I only see the Skyclaves as stuff that came in.
yeah.
Um,
We do get to see the hand. Yeah, so it's punishing fires and
and
okay.
groves.
So Prez right now is pretty much on the Torpor Orb. A Torpor Orb wins this game in combination with the Fatty. But things like a Hushwing Griff or a Hushbringer really don't. Takali Honor Guard does survive the initial punishing fire because it's a 1/3, but there's only one of those in the list. This is. I think this is going to come down to this knight though. Like this knight is what's going to kill Prez.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Prez can. How much? What is create a couple of blockers if he brought in Karn? Um,
Yeah, I think Perez has got to be searching for some sort of. Okay, here comes the Torpor. Okay, this is exactly what Perez needed. Okay, so this one can't be interacted with. Oh, are we seeing Perez go down to 9?
um, yeah,
Except Perez to 9. This is attack for one, two, three, four, five, six, 7. There's no creatures in either graveyard. Oh, is that a green suns for 4?
yep.
Oh, unless Prez if Prez has a Swords to Plowshares, then this game is not over. But if it is,
He has a
the
source
green
to plow.
Sensible Ball Lightning is gonna get it. Oh, oh, he was 1 turn off.
Yep.
He was 1 turn off. No, GG. Yeah, he got stuck with a double Hunted Horror in hand because it's double black in order to cast. Ah, and Prez goes down underneath a punishing Maverick. Honestly, that game was so close. Like that was so cool to see.
Yeah, that was a fun matchup.
Hey, yeah. So we have one more matchup coming up with our third and final mod, which is gonna wait. Who's our third mod that we have going up?
It's Oliver V.
Oliver. All right. Hey, so we have Oliver coming up, and we are really excited to see this. So, stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a second.